Hey everybody, and Stephen Ground, who I make these videos for, and everybody else on the YouTube channel. So excited to be here with you. I'm going to roll up my sleeves and get to work today. Listen, there's been something on my mind for quite a while. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody, also, by the way. Been something on my mind for a while now. And it's a concept related to how you get to the bottom of the trades that really work. So pay attention closely. This may be the most important video I've ever done. There's a concept out there in philosophy called first principles. And if you read anything by Aristotle, and I know you're mostly spending your extra free time reading Aristotle, there is this concept that everything, in Aristotle's view, everything could be learned by observation and experience. So maybe that's not true, but that's passed down through the ages as a concept that we all believe in. And first principles is a way of thinking about things at their root. Elon Musk is a big fan of first principles. For example, Elon Musk said, for ages and ages and ages, people observed that it was almost impossible to build an affordable lithium battery to run a car on. And so that was accepted wisdom because that was the observable fact in the universe of making cars. But he said, well, what are the first principles? What are the components of making a battery? There's nickel, there's aluminum, or aluminium if you're from the UK, and there's, I don't know, toxic waste. I don't know what goes into the batteries. There's all these things. And if they could get these components separately at a percentage discount, they could actually make the batteries more affordable. And so if they broke it down to the first principles of what batteries are made of, they could actually do them. So if you think about trading for a minute here. So think about trading and pretend that a great trade is a delicious apple. There's a great YouTube video out there that talks about first principles and compares things to an apple. And to the easily observable eye, the easily observable is just it's a delicious apple and it just exists. And if you want to be just shallow and just observe it, you might think, well, gosh, apples just grow on all trees. But we, of course, know that the conditions have to be right to make an apple. So think about the apple being a great trade that you took. And think about the individual components that actually go into making a great apple, right? So here we go. The foundation of making a great apple would be soil, right? It has to be in the right soil. And then the trunk and the root system has to be in place, right? So that's the trunk and the root system. That's the base of the tree. And then you also have to have the right climate, right? You can't grow apples in Saudi Arabia. That's not going to work. And then in addition to the climate, what else do you have to have? You have to have branches. And if you have these things in place, you can make an apple. And of course, you need the seed, right? But assuming you've got the seed, you can do this. So in the world of trading, think about what these things are. So the foundation would be the fundamentals. Think about your great trades, especially in the stock market. Are the fundamentals right? If you're shorting a stock, is that stock garbage? Is that company garbage? If you're buying a stock, did you run it through some type of scan that historically shows that those fundamental characteristics make sense? Like look up Magic Formula Investing or read Joel Greenblatt's book, The Little Book That Beats the Market. Fundamentals. If you don't have a great foundation in place, if you're not selling a garbage company, or if you're not buying a great company, then are you really doing it right? And you can have some of the conditions, but not all of them. But you should have all of them. What's the trunk or the root? I would call that insiders. Do you know if insiders and company executives, is the order flow or the open interest in the options market showing that the buyers are in control? Then look at the climate. Are we in a bear market? Are you selling in a bull market for some reason? Are you selling in a bear market? Think about the climate that you're doing it in, and then the branches. And this is where we all start our trading. We start our trading with the technicals. But most of us forget about all the stuff that's underneath. It's crazy, right? Most of us are just trading off of technicals. And that's the easily observable apple. And we're like, oh, every time the stochastic oscillator throws through the Fibonacci spiral of death, it's a buy trade. But it's not really a buy trade, and that's why some of our technical stuff doesn't work. So think about this all in terms of Tesla recently. Fundamentals. Is Tesla a fundamentally sound company? Well, since the last 2 quarters of earning, that's a plus. That's actually a real thing. They're starting to make money. They're now raising $2 billion in the equities markets as the stock. I mean, fundamentally, Tesla's got some great things going on. They built a giant gigafactory in just a year. Then they reported positive earnings. You might hate Tesla, and if you do, oh man, I hope you leave some comments below. Just lay it on me. I hope, you know what, you can live in my backyard in a tent with all the money you lost shorting Tesla. Don't talk to me about shorting Tesla unless you became rich doing it, you jerks. Okay, and then the order flow. Is Elon Musk buying his own company? You're sure as hell he is. You're sure, is the order flow suggesting that Tesla goes up? Damn right it is. So you might argue that the fundamentals of Tesla are bad. You could argue all day long that that's the case, but the fundamentals don't agree with you right now. And the order flow doesn't agree with you right now. Are we in a bull market? Yeah, I think so. Maybe the greatest bull market in all of history. Are we in a bull market for Tesla? Yeah. I mean, the sector, the technology sector is pretty strong. The vehicle sector is okay, but the overall market is great. So you're buying in a bull market. That seems smart. And then the technicals. Back in June of 2019, did the technicals line up? Yeah, sure as heck did. Sure as heck did. The technicals lined up and Tesla had sort of bottomed out and was, technically speaking, oversold and maybe ready for a climb upward. So think about first principles. Make a list of some of the greatest trades you've ever taken and think about what were the first principles associated with those trades. What things, what conditions existed at the time? That's pretty fun. What conditions existed at the time you took that trade? What first principles can you look for? What foundation can you put into place the next time you take a trade? I'm Rob Booker. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. If you're watching this video and you're not already subscribed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.